How can a simple technique as matrix reimprinting be life-changing, yeah, for you or for anybody, for many persons already? This video I like to share with you on a bit more my experience that because what is happening with matrix reimprinting is that it changes your feeling, it changes your perspective, it changes your ideas, or it can help to change your ideas. At least in me it did. And when it changes your sensations, it changes your world. So just yesterday I think we were talking with my partner about, oh, it's so nice how so many people in our surroundings are now starting to share more online and have their YouTube, and they're sharing, and they're not in this so much in this fear, but they are in this helping others. And also for us ourselves, we are with the situation we have now, we have just our life, and it's not that we are in the panic or in the sometimes we have some worries, yeah, we have to think, but we are not in this alarm stage, let's say. Whereas earlier in our lives, both, and very much in my life, I was continuously in this state of alarm, and not just in a state of alarm, but feeling like life threatened. So throughout my life, I didn't feel very comfortable in where I was and who I was. And once I got in contact with Matrix Reimprinting, that changed very much. And so it can also be, yeah, I've seen that it is for other persons also life changing. And it is a very, very simple technique. And you can use it on yourself, or you can be guided, yeah, by somebody. And it's easier when you are guided. But what was it? The other day somebody asked, but how do you do it on yourself? And yeah, I can share with you, it is very easy to do it on yourself because the basic technique is EFT, emotional freedom technique. So you can just be tapping around on the points, and when you are tapping, it is relaxing. Yeah, it helps to just to find back a little bit more peace, to connect with your own peace. But at the same time, you can say whatever is worrying you, yeah. So or what you are occupied with. So in this way, when I do that on my own, I just say, okay, even though I have this, like now I have this feeling, a bit of anxiety feeling, because I want to do so many things, and the day is already so far ahead, and there will not be the time to do all, or maybe the situation is not okay. Like now we have wind, the neighbors came, my partner came, there was just all the time things popping up, and I noticed that that I'm a bit like nervous from the inside because I want to do so many things and I can't do them all. So that's an example. You can just tap then on that. Like even though I have this feeling of anxiety on my chest and that I want to do so many things, I truly and deeply love and accept myself and these feelings. And so when I do that, and I ask myself then, when did I first notice that, for example, in my life, this sensation? And then there automatically comes, like 14 years old, I had this sensation in me. And well, when I then continue with the tapping with 14 years old, maybe there comes a memory up. Yeah, so there's coming a memory. In this case, many of the memories they're associated with love, with partners, with relations, of course. And in this, the first thing that comes to me, 14 years old, was the first thing that came to me with a friend that I couldn't have, or a friend, a girl that I was in love with, that I couldn't have contact with. Maybe now comes because it's also at the same time it was like was on holidays and we couldn't be together. So maybe there was, I wanted to do so many things at that time. So I can just continue. I wanted to do so many things, and especially other things than the things that were just in front of me. So I like this morning, for example, I like to play with the boy very much, but by now it's almost noon and I still have quite some work that I was planning to do, and I will never finish that today. So, and similar thing was then I can dive in with Matrix Reimprinting, I can dive into this situation where I wanted to be with the girlfriend and I couldn't be because I had to do other things. And then with tapping I can just keep tapping on myself, and I just let it flow. And anyway, it has to come from the inside. It's not the guide who is telling you what to do. It is actually the inner child that is going to express what was needed. So in this case, it was needed. I can imagine now it was needed. Of course, this person wanted to be sharing that time with their friend. It was not about that he didn't want to do the things he was doing, but he would have liked that the friend was there. So I can just imagine now, allow the friend to come also over. Why not? And that would feel quite different. Yeah. So to share things as an example. So it's very simple, and at the moment that in the Matrix Reimprinting that you are adding the element that was missing for the person, for you, that is in the past, the whole situation changes and the sensation changes, because all of a sudden there's a different view on the world, because that what was missing is all of a sudden there. So yeah, that's just how it can work. Very easy to change your sensations. And now I'm just talking with you, I'm not doing it. But if I would concentrate on myself, I would very much change this anxiety feeling. And already I feel more relaxed, I must admit. That's better. Um, yeah, but the thing is, we try to keep the brain out and let the inside be guiding us. Yeah, and so you can do that on your own as well. But it's a lot easier when you're guided.